Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video was going to be something totally different, but I changed my mind and decided to do something else. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to do this really beautiful wet glossy look inspired by Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. So I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way I do, and if you don't, well, let me know down below what you do feel. But I think Kim Kardashian's look this year was probably by far my favorite look that I saw at the Met. Like, just everything about it, the way that she, like, her makeup look, the way that her hair was, the way that her outfit was, the way that her waist was so nice and cinched, like, just everything about that look I was here for. And I feel like it was something that was still, like, I guess you could say normal looking, but at the same time it still was artistic. And I feel like what the vibes that they were going for, which was that fresh out of the water type of look, I feel like they really did a great job. They really did a great job incorporating that. So originally this video was supposed to be 3 looks using the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette, which looks like this. So I did use this half of the palette for this eyeshadow look today. And I was gonna do 3 different looks using this eyeshadow palette, but this look here took me like about almost an hour, and it's like currently raining right now, and I have another video that I'm gonna film, which I will link down below for you guys if it's not up already. But I decided that I was going to just do this one look just because I really like how this came out so much. And I will do some more looks using the Gemini palette, especially since I have a hunch that Melt Cosmetics is going to be bringing this one back by the end of the month. I don't know if that's for sure. I don't know if they've even made any announcements on it, but it's just a little hunch that I have. So I decided to do this look using this eyeshadow palette, and I definitely do want to play with the greens in this eyeshadow palette and probably like incorporating both halves. I really like how this eyeshadow palette is called Gemini because, you know, Gemini is the 2 halves, and you have the 2 halves, which is the greens here, the like neutrals here, and then the black to kind of divide them. So I really like how this eyeshadow palette is laid out, and it just performed so beautifully, and I feel like it just really gave me the vibes that I wanted to. Like, honestly, I feel like this is my favorite makeup look that I've ever done in my whole entire life because, first of all, it's a halo eye, but it's just a little bit of a different halo eye. Like, it's just kind of like a little line down the center of the eyes to kind of give it that glossy look when it's open. And the glow on my skin is on another level. I did want to tell you guys, I did include every single step of this makeup tutorial, from foundation, primer, setting spray, highlighter, powder, all that stuff. So I did want to share with you guys how I prepped my skin for this look. I did use the Pixi Glow Tonic line, which I recently just received in their PR, and I've been using it for about a week or 2 maybe, and I have been so obsessed with it. I used the Glow Tonic gel cleanser, which honestly, this doesn't even bubble. It doesn't strip the skin at all. It still keeps the skin nice and hydrated, but gives you that nice glow to the skin. Then I went ahead and used their Glow Tonic, which I don't have on me right now, but I'll insert it here for you guys, and I absolutely love that toner, especially with this line. Then I went ahead and used the Glow Tonic Serum, which I use 1 drop of this. It recommends 2 to 3, but 2 to 3 is way too much for me. So I only used 1 drop of it, and it's more than enough. It does have a little bit of a stickiness to it, but I don't mind it really because I feel like it wears off throughout the day and it really gives you that nice glow, so whatever. And then to top it off, I used the Phenomenal Gel moisturizer, which is a balancing and pH neutralizing gel moisturizer, and I really like how this stuff works. I use like about a pea-sized amount of that, and that's pretty much how I prepped my skin for this look, because since we're going for this glowy vibe, I wanted to use some glowy products. So if you guys want to learn how to get this Kim Kardashian Met Gala inspired makeup look, then just continue watching. So we're going to start off with a primer, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer as my eyeshadow base. And this is the anti-aging version. And then I went ahead and took the Dip Brow Pomade gel in the shade Chocolate, and I always wipe off the excess and then start from the outer half of my eyebrow and use very light pressure. It's taken me a little while to kind of get used to this, but I like using this because I find that it fills in my eyebrows a lot faster. You guys can see the difference between a filled in eyebrow and not filled in eyebrow. Then I went ahead and used a little bit of color corrector. This one is from Hard Candy, and I just went ahead and put that all underneath my eyes as well as around my mouth where I get a lot of darkness in my skin. And then I went ahead and used some of the Morphe concealer, which is my favorite concealer at the moment. I always apply one eye at a time because it does dry pretty fast, and I find that this is the best way to apply it. And I am in the shade C 3.35. So I apply the little triangle and then I just kind of blend it out with this crown brush. That's technically a blush brush, but I like it for blending out my concealer. Then I went ahead and mixed some of the Morphe foundation with a little bit of my Origins moisturizer, and I'm in the shade F3.60, and I just went ahead and applied that with a giant foundation brush from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush set. And I absolutely love applying my foundation with this brush because it is so large and it blends out the foundation very flawlessly. And then I went ahead and set it with some of my Fenty powder in the shade Banana. I still don't know if I like this powder or not. I mean, I really like how it feels on the skin and how it smells too, but I don't know if I like it more than my ColourPop one. So I'm still kind of testing it out, but I just go ahead and set all of my face with a large bronzer brush technically, but I like using this brush for powder because it is super soft. Then I go ahead and use my little Beauty Blender puff and apply some of the powder underneath my eyes. And this is just going to go ahead and help to kind of set the concealer and brighten up the skin. I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Deep Dark and applying that into my cheeks. And I'm using this brush from a BH Cosmetics brush set. I'm putting that as well underneath my jawline as well to cover up that double chin, and gonna put some in on my forehead too to just kind of blend everything out, and I kind of stamp it around my forehead so that way it's not too harsh of a line. And then I'm using some of that Fenty powder again with that Beauty Blender puff, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my contour a little bit. I usually don't do this step, but I decided to do it anyways. And then I'm gonna jump into the star of the show, which is the Gemini palette, and I'm gonna start off with the shade Luna, and I'm going to take that on a large blending brush and apply that into my crease and also apply it onto my inner and outer corner, and this is just going to serve as a base. Then I'm taking the shade called Polka Dot and I'm applying that on this smaller tapered blending brush, and I'm mostly going to focus it on the inner and outer corner, and taking a little bit of it and just kind of blending it out, and you can build it up as you go. And with this look I decided to bring this shade up a lot higher than I usually would, so I'm not just focusing it on the outer corner, I'm also bringing it up in the crease as well and leaving the center of my eye blank. And I did learn this technique from Desi Perkins in her video recreating the same exact look. So this is just my spin on it. So then I'm going to go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more with the shade called Cupcake. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I just decided to do it because I wanted it to be a little bit darker. I know that Kim's wasn't this dark, but this is how I like it. And I'm just blending everything together, then taking some of the shade called Gemini, and I'm taking it on a small little highlighting brush, and I'm going to literally create a line straight down the middle of my eye with it. And then I'm taking some of this Jelly Much eyeshadow from ColourPop, and this is from the Villains collection, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that right on top, and we're going to start layering up the glitters. So this is going to be our finer glitter, and this is in the shade Perfectly Wretched. And then I'm taking the shade OG from the Supernova shadow from ColourPop, and then I'm taking the pressed glitter in the shade called something ghost, maybe, I forget what it's called, but I'll link it down below for you guys, and applying that on top. Then I'm going to go ahead and wipe off all of my bake with a tapered blending brush from Luxie, and I just kind of take my time with that. And then I'm taking this Laura Geller blush because it is nice and luminizing, and taking a BH Cosmetics blush brush to apply it. And I kind of wanted it to be really soft. I didn't really want the blush to be too noticeable, so I just kind of press it onto the cheeks and build it up a tiny bit. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. highlighter, which is very drippy, so you have to be very, very careful with it. And this one is in the shade, I can't find it right now, but I'll link it down below. I'm gonna try my best to link every product that I used down below for you guys, but I'm gonna use this kind of as my base for my highlighter. And then, oh, this is in the shade called Clouds, I just remembered. So I'm just kind of applying it with my fingers, and it actually layers really nicely on top of powder. And I'm also using whatever I can into my inner corner too, because the Gemini palette does not have an inner corner highlight shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that to highlight my inner corner. This is Super Shock highlighter in the shade Mistress of All Evil, and I apply that onto all the high points of my face as well as on my décolleté to make it nice and shiny and wet looking. And then I'm taking some of this Vintage Cosmetics eyeliner, and I'm going to apply that onto my eyes first, and then taking some of the shade Bonnie and applying that on a small little pencil brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of buff it out to kind of create more of a smokier liner look. And I'm not creating a wing for today's look, I still want to keep it nice and soft. And then I'm taking some of that and putting that on my inner waterline as well, and blending it out with some of the polka dot shade. And I just want to make it nice and smoky on the bottom part of my eyes because that's how she had it. And then I'm taking some of the Tarte Lights Ready Lashes mascara, and I like this mascara because it gives more spikier lashes, which is kind of the vibe that she had going on. So I just went ahead and applied that onto my lashes to prepare them for false lashes, and I put it on my lower lash line as well. And then I went ahead, before I put on my lashes, and took some of the Cover FX illuminizing setting spray, and I sprayed a bunch of this on so that way I can make myself look nice and glowy. And then I'm using some of the Battington lashes in the style Monroe, which are some of my favorite lashes, and they are a little bit spiky, but they're like a soft natural spike. So I always let the glue dry for about 30 seconds and then just kind of plop them on my eyes. This time it was a lot faster than usually, and I just kind of press them and lift them up to make sure the eyes look nice and open. Then I'm taking some of my Gerard Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Mudslide, and this is my favorite lip liner from Gerard Cosmetics. Then I'm taking this Mented lipstick in the shade New La La, which I absolutely love this shade. I don't know why I haven't used it more often, and it was a little darker than Kim's lip, but I went ahead and took some of the So Juicy lip gloss in the shade Roundabout and applied that on top for more of that wet pinkier nude lip. And this is pretty much the finished look.
So that is it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and let me know if you guys would want me to do the other looks with the Gemini palette from Melt Cosmetics. I definitely will. And make sure you guys do hit the red subscribe button down below to subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so that way you guys never miss out on a video. And if you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up so that way I know what videos to film for you guys in the future. So I hope you guys did enjoy this wet and glowy look, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then.